We're so excited to be a part of the Growth Stack Tribe webinar this Saturday. It's my it'd be your right, my left, our fearless leader, Ken Jocelyn. He's going to be talking about limiting belief systems today and really getting into, incremental, not monumental. And it's really going to be something I think you're going to want to take in. Go ahead, and if you're just joining us, man, share the social post, share it on social media, let people jump in. We're going to be an hour on the dot. It's a great way if you're on the West Coast to get your Saturday started. If you're on the, Central Time, guess what? Football's not started yet. We're on the East Coast here where we're at. Football's just getting started. But, hey, Georgia doesn't start till 3:30. Notre Dame in on at 7:30. I got all the time in the world, folks. So, hey, we're so glad you're here. So excited. So if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or if you're watching via Zoom, we're just excited you're here. We'll get started here in a couple minutes. In the comments, wherever you're at, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, drop in the comments where you're dialing in from. We're just really honored you're here. We don't take it for granted that you're taking an hour out of your Saturday to grow with us, to grow and to stack and to drive. That's what GSD is all about, folks. So we're excited to have you here. Ken, man, it's off to a good start here on Saturday, right, man? Nothing wrong with that.
We're running head-to-head with Uncle G today.
Oh, man.
Just to give you guys a little heads up, we're obviously in the 10X community. I'm a Grant Cardone licensee. I'm one of Grant's top licensees. If you haven't connected with us in the past at GSD, whether our online coaching, one of our webinars, some of the stuff we've done, Grant is a friend and mentor of mine. And this week we actually are been part of the 10X challenge that Grant's been doing for the last 10 days. He's a main reason. I'll share a little bit of my story here shortly about how we got connected and about what we've seen, the growth in my business and on our team, all three of my businesses. We'll share that. Well, they kind of dropped, I think Monday, Tuesday of last week, Nate, that they were going to be doing a huge, like a 10X day today. They've got tons of friends. Melissa Stewart, I know you're watching me and Uncle G at the same time. I know there's a lot of you today that are double screening it today. And hey, we're honored to be able to be in the same category. But so our team, we were on a call the other day and they're like, hey, Ken, man, listen, Uncle G's doing his thing on Saturday at noon. Do we need to bump it from noon Eastern to 11 a.m.? I said, heck no. I said, Uncle G can go against the Super Bowl. We can go against Uncle G. So I immediately shot Jared Glant, the president down at 10X headquarters. I immediately shot Jared a text on his phone. And I said, hey, bro, I just want to let you know, you may want to let Uncle G know that we're doing a webinar at noon Eastern. He may want to bump his to 1 p.m. Eastern so his is more successful. And Jared immediately texted me back. He goes, oh, shit, hang on 1 second. So awesome to have those guys in our corner. Man, super excited to get started today. We're going to be dropping, it's going to be an hour power pack full of content and information as we get going today. If you would, as Nate mentioned just a minute ago, if you'll go over in the comment section today, whether you're watching us live on Zoom, whether you're watching us on Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel, if you would drop down there, drop a comment. We'd love to know who you are, where you're from, and maybe even what you've got going on right now. Like, what do you do for a living? I see Melissa Stewart in here. I see Todd Bowling, Cesar Vasquez. What's up, my friend? Great to see you today in here as well. Just drop your Instagram handle. Our team would love to connect and follow you and just follow along with the progress.
Yeah, we're excited. I see you also on Facebook. I see you, James Rich. I see you, Ryan Truman. We're so glad you're dialed in there. We got people viewing on Instagram, YouTube, and Zoom. So, hey, we're just excited. My name is Nate May. I serve as the co-host of Growth Stack Drive. I get a chance to MC our webinars, our actual mentoring groups on Wednesday night. I'm actually having a chance to speak at our boot camp alongside Ken, Anthony Trucks, and Coach Burt. It's going to be a good time, guys, not only today, but we're at Growth Stack Drive. We're really passionate about adding value to individuals. One of the things, our core values that we have is to add value first and be able to pour into people's lives to see incremental change, not monumental. So, and Ken's gonna be talking more about that today. So if you're just joining us for the first time, man, I'm excited to meet you virtually. Someday I look forward to shaking your hand. But until then, you know what? We're so glad you're here on behalf of myself and Ken and the Growth Stack Drive team. If you could just drop in the comments wherever you're at in the, the world, just drop in where you're calling from. And we're going to get started here in just a minute. We're going to take about an hour of your time. It's 11:59. We start on time. We are on time, and we're going to bring the heat today. I know Ken is, and we're just excited you guys are here. So on behalf, and by the way, for those that keep hearing this, I'm repeating because it's now 11:59, almost noon Eastern. My name's Nate May. I'm the MC of the Grow Stack Drive webinar today, but also our mentoring group, and get a chance to work alongside Ken with the Grow Stack Drive organization and all that we're doing with our mentoring and our curriculums and our boot camp. If it's your first time joining us, we're just excited you're here. I think you'll see that today from 12 to 1 Eastern. We're just gonna be a breath of fresh air in your life. We're gonna pour some value into you. We're gonna, be able to come alongside you on this Saturday and hopefully get your Saturday midday off to a great start for the rest. But even more importantly, we're hoping and praying that what you learn today can literally create substantial change in your life by making incremental choices on a day-to-day basis. So you know what, Ken's he's to my left, to be to your right. So we're just excited that you guys are here and really pumped to get going. So Ken, we try to start on time. I got it at noon Eastern, brother. You?
Let's roll, baby.
Hey, let's roll. All right, guys. I feel like a broken record, so deal with me here. It's good though. Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, my name is Nate May. If you're just tuning in, we want to first thank you for taking time out of your Saturday. We don't take it for granted to join us for this webinar. I'm honored to be working alongside Ken Jocelyn, who is the founder and president of the Grow Stack Drive organization. All things Ken Jocelyn Realty. The guy's got his hands in some hats to where he can actually add value, create a substantial income, and also be able to pour in the lives of others. And this is going to be 1 hour. We're not going to drag this on. We're going to get 1 hour of your time. We're going to honor that. We're going to be able to add some, distinct value into you. But hey, I want to encourage you right now, if you're on social media, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Zoom, man, share the link, get some other people to join. It's not too late. Let people jump in with us and really, see what we have to offer. Cause I think that's important. And the two concepts we're going to really go through today is really how you can actually take what we're going to do today and apply it to your life for, really massive growth. I usually do this again and it kind of ticks him off. I'll get into the content before he has a chance to introduce it. So I'm not going to do that today, Ken, at all. But hey, stay tuned because we got some great giveaways today too. We're going to be giving away a $2,500 seat to our GSD bootcamp. That's going to be in Nashville coming up here first weekend in November, right after the election. No better way to get your thing going than after the election to be a part of a bootcamp in Nashville. Very intimate setting, really close group of people. We're taking deep dives with thought leaders from, Anthony Trucks to Coach Burt to Ken, and I'll be emceeing the event myself. We're really excited to be able to give away a seat to that. So thank you for attending today. And I'll tell you here in a minute how we're going to do that. So how we're going to do this giveaway is at 12:55, we'll ask you to enter your email address. And we're going to, in the actual chat, wherever you're at, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or on Zoom, we're going to take that email address. We're going to put it into an actual Excel spreadsheet. And then we're actually going to ask Siri. I mean, I'm an Android user, so hate on me, but, I'd be asking Alexa. But we're going to ask Siri just to pick a random number. And then, guys, you might want to call Siri right now. Or hey, Siri, hook me up. I'm on this Grow Stack Drive webinar. I really like to make that happen. But also, guys, we're also going to be giving away another $2,500 access to the GSD Code curriculum and our online coaching. That's going to be, so the two giveaways we got today is we're going to give it a ticket to the GSD Bootcamp that's taking place in Nashville the first weekend in November. We're also be giving away a $2,500 access to our 3 curriculas, which is Grow, Stack, and Drive, but also that gets you access to our 6-month mentoring program that happens every Wednesday night. Guys, extremely valuable, extremely awesome opportunity. So you know what, Ken, without further ado, man, I'm going to toss it to you. I'm just excited. Did I miss anything, brother?
No, you're good, baby. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today. Just a quick backdrop on Nate. Nate and I have been friends now for about 20 years. I met this young guy 20 years ago. I was at a John Maxwell conference right outside of Chicago, Illinois. I met this young guy who is emceeing for John Maxwell, pitching back then, if you even know what a cassette tape used to look like, or even what they are.
That long ago? Come on.
Yes, it was that long ago. I met this young guy who was traveling with John Maxwell, pitching his books in his tape club and these kind of things. And I thought to myself, man, that guy right there is sharp. Went up to introduce myself after Dr. Maxwell got through speaking, and it happened to be a 20-year younger version of the guy that's sitting in front of you right now, Nate May, and we've been friends ever since then. So why are you here today, guys? Why are you here? Why Ken Jocelyn? Why Grow Stack Drive? And I want to share with you what you're going to experience for the next probably 50 minutes, and that's really going to be a lot of stories. about transformation, because this literally has, and Nate's been part of this journey. A lot of you guys that are watching today online, here on our webinar, on Facebook, on YouTube, a lot of you guys have seen the growth and the progress over the past 11 months. But for some of you guys that are new, I just want to share a little bit about this journey. So it literally was 12 months ago this week. And if you would too, if you'll grab a sheet of paper, I've got my 10X planner with my goals already written down, and a pen. I'm going to drop some things on you today, guys, that I promise you are some transferable principles that we have learned, some concepts that we have taken through this journey and created, that I promise will make a difference in you, in your journey, and have made a difference in dozens and dozens and dozens of people throughout this journey with us over the last year. 12 months ago, Nate, 12 months ago this week, I'm a real estate agent by trade. Out of the past 25 years, I've spent half of that in full-time vocational ministry, pastoring churches, planting churches. The other half of that I spent as a mortgage broker in the Atlanta area, in North Atlanta, at 2 offices, one in Gainesville and then one down in Columbus. I had 2 offices, 14 loan officers. I was a broker in Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. I was finished the #1 wholesale broker for Countrywide and SunTrust about 3 or 4 years in a row. So I had a great run back into full-time ministry. And then out of ministry back into Birmingham, back into real estate business. So I've been in the real estate. So a year ago today, I woke up just a normal day, just like about where you are today. I woke up and I'm thumbing through Instagram, and I see this guy on Instagram named Grant Cardone. Never heard of him, didn't know who he was. And it was a little flashy, and it was the jet, and it was the rolls, and it was all this stuff Grant's talking about. But when I clicked on the ad and I started kind of researching through what he was doing and how he was doing, I thought, you know, he kind of piqued my interest. And I was like, hey, let me check this guy out. So I hopped on and signed up for a webinar that next Saturday, which would be a week from today, for Grant. Now, my real estate business, literally at the point, I was making about $12,000 to $15,000 a month at the time. I mean, that's a good salary. It's about $140,000 to $150,000 a year. And I literally, guys, was working about 15 hours a week. I was bored. I didn't know I was like, what am I doing? What's my future look like? I was debating on building a real estate team in Birmingham and a real estate team in Atlanta. I kind of didn't have direction. There was not really a great vision for what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. And so I saw the ad from Grant. I hopped on the webinar a week later. So I get on a webinar very similar to what Grant's doing today, as he's competing with Grow Stack Drive and one of his top licensees today. I hopped on a webinar. It was supposed to go 90 minutes. And after 2 hours, Uncle G was still rolling. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this guy has more energy than even I do. Where'd this guy come from? And so I'm literally waiting on him to finish his pitch so I can sign up for whatever it was. Now, I've been coaching business leaders. I've been coaching ministry leaders now for about 3.5 to 4 years with my coach and mentor, Sean Lovejoy. And when Grant got to the end of that webinar that day, he pitched the mentorship, which I immediately signed up. It was $1,000, pulled the trigger, no questions asked. I said, listen, whatever this guy is selling, whatever he's about to pitch, I want to be a part of it. Dude, the energy, the flow, the passion he had for what he was doing. I said, I need some of what this guy has got. Well, some of you guys may know I was in the middle of working my largest commercial real estate deal ever. It was a $3 million deal. It was a $78,720 commission. That was my commission on that single deal. Up until that point that year, I think I'd made about $15,000 a month. That was about 120 grand the first 10 months of the year. So I signed up to be in the mentorship program. Monday night, we hop on a call with Grant. He pitches this 10X boot camp in Miami. And I'm thinking, man, what is this thing all about? And literally, guys, I took a risk. Like we're going to ask many of you today to take a risk, because some of you guys that are sitting there today, you're like, why Ken Johnson? Why Grow Stack Drive? Because many of you are sitting there today, you're watching, you're in the same situation I was 12 months ago. And my hope today is that as you hear my story, as Nate shares and kind of fills in gaps, and as we show you guys some of the things that we've done over the past 12 months, my hope is that something ignites on the inside of you, just as it did for me 12 months ago. And so I'm on this mentorship call with Grant Cardone on Monday night. He goes, listen, you got to get to boot camp in Miami. It's this week. It's another $3,000. You've got to come. I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, what have I got to lose? $3,000? I don't really know who this guy is, but I love his energy. I love his passion. I love what he's doing. So you know the story, man. I hop on, I book a ticket. Literally 3 days later, I'm in Miami. Well, in the course of joining the mentorship to go into Miami, that $3 million commercial deal that I had, I was representing the buyer. The appraisal came in at $2.625 million. So if you know anything about real estate, we're in trouble because we're $375,000 upside down. So I'm going to Miami. Now I'm invested about $5,000 in a week to this 10X, not really sure what's going on, not really sure who this Grant Cardone guy is. I just know I love this cat's passion and I love this guy's energy. I fly down to Miami 3 days later. I sit through this 10X boot camp on Friday, and literally my mind is absolutely blown away. I'm like, where has this guy been? Where has this passion been? Where has this understanding been on how to build and scale a business? My entire life. Saturday morning, I walk into the second day of 10X boot camp, and I walk into a session where my good friend now, Richard Dolan's talking about the Grant Cardone licensee program. You see the logo just over my left shoulder. And he's talking about the Grant Cardone licensee program. And I'm sitting there, and my immediate thing is, who's this guy? Why is he sharing about this? And this guy's really, really sharp. So I start researching Richie on Instagram that day. And one of the first things I pull up was a picture of him. He's sharing about this Cardone licensee. I pull a picture up with Richie and President Obama, and then the First Lady Michelle Obama, and then Richie and LeBron James, Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant, George Bush.
Again, Juwan Howard, man, your guy.
Dude, Juwan Howard. I'm a Michigan guy. Dude, I was like, yes, this is my guy. Well, he's continuing to share about this Cardone licensee. I'm stoked. I'm like, and this guy, about that time, Richie shares a slide with his 2 NBA championship rings where he was a life coach for the Miami Heat. Now he's actually a life coach for the LA Lakers, for LeBron. Mike Massini, who is LeBron's trainer, has been LeBron's trainer for 20 years. He's sharing that. He finishes his presentation. I'm thinking, man, I've got to get in on this business opportunity. I literally, as soon as he's done, I'm like a back row Baptist, y'all. I'm out the door, and I'm on his coattails wanting to ask questions about this whole licensee program. So I get out in the lobby, and I'm asking him questions about this licensee program. And I'm saying, dude, this is a great opportunity. Down the hallway walks a guy named Grant Cardone. Never met him. All I had just seen him on stage the day before and on Instagram the week before. And Grant looks at me and he goes, what are you here for? And I literally looked at him. And I said, I'm here for 2 reasons. Number one, I want to blow the lid off my mindset of what's a lot of money and how to scale my business. I said, number 2, I want to scale my real estate team. Last year, I was fortunate to finish 7th out of 3,725 agents in the state of Georgia, in the fastest growing, largest real estate company in the state of Georgia. I finished in the top 0.5% and cleared just over $8 million in sales last year. Just back in my 3rd year back in the real estate business. And I said, listen, I want to scale my real estate team. I want to build a team in Birmingham. I want to build a team in Atlanta area. Grant spent about 4 or 5 minutes asking me questions, and he looked at me and he said, Ken, if you'll let me help you, he said, if you'll let me, I'll help you. And I said, fantastic. Well, I walk in about an hour later into a Q&A session with Grant. There's about 20 of us. Well, I've got a $3 million commercial deal on the table. That's a $78,720 commission for me. My largest commission, single commission ever in 20 years. I've closed over $200 million in real estate transactions as a mortgage broker and as a real estate broker. Largest single transaction I've ever had. I walk into the meeting. I grab the mic because I want to be the first Q&A. So I pitched the deal. I said, hey, Grant, we talked just a minute. He goes, oh yeah. He calls me preacher. He goes, oh, preacher, I remember you just a minute ago. And I said, here's my deal. I've got this $3 million deal, $2.625 million appraisal. What do I do? Nate, man, he looks at me and he goes, buy the building. Dude, I was stunned. I was like, what? And he leaned over to me for the first time. I literally got a behind the scenes look at really Grant's heart in wanting to help people. And he said, Ken, he goes, it's really simple. And he goes, if your client overpays for the building today, someone will overpay for the building when they buy it from you. I said, fantastic. Finished the Saturday. I called my client on the phone in Atlanta. He's a businessman from Africa, real heavy, thick African accent. And I called him on the phone and I said, hey, Steve, I'm down here in Miami at this thing called 10X Boot Camp with this guy named Grant Cardone. And he goes, oh, I love Grant Cardone. I've got money invested in Cardone Capital. I said, well, fantastic. Number one, why didn't you tell me about this guy? And number two, here's what he said to do. And I told him, he said to go ahead and buy the building. We wound up buying the building. He said, let's do it. I flew in Monday, negotiated, the seller held second for the $375,000. We closed on Wednesday. I closed my largest deal. I made $78,720 that Wednesday. The rest of the year, the last 2 months, I closed over another $2 million. I made $129,000 the last 2 months of the year last year. Joined the mentorship program.
Not too bad.
No, not too bad at all. Joined the mentorship program. Literally, there was something that had been ignited on the inside of me. And that's my hope for you today. If you're here and you're not very familiar with GSD, with Growth Stack Drive, or with Ken Jocelyn, or with what we've got going on the coaching side, my heart today is, man, that there's just hope ignited on the inside of you, just like there was for me with Grant 12 months ago. So we're in the
said, like, the businessman was born again inside of you, right?
Yes. So and that's where I was going. So December the 9th, there's about a dozen of us that get invited to go down to 10X headquarters in the mentorship. Now there's about 1,600 people in the mentorship program. I had already began to start the process of becoming a Grant Cardone licensee. I invested $25,000 into being able to become a Grant Cardone licensee. I get an invite from Grant himself to come down and spend about a day with myself and about 12 other mentees. And so I walk in the room, there's 180 of his staff there. I'm sharing my story, very similar to what I shared with you guys just now. And then we get some private time with Grant. There's 10 or 12 of us in this Grant. And that's what I told him that day. I shared my story again with Grant. And I said, Grant, the best way I can tell you is that when I came down here for boot camp, the businessman on the inside of me got born again. Something ignited on the inside of me. That was December the 9th of 2019. I left that day and I immediately called Nate and I said, dude, I've got all this vision in my heart. Can we meet when I fly back into Atlanta? And Nate said, sure. And I flew in the next day. We spent how many hours?
I mean, three and a half at minimum. I called my two business partners and we ended up having even extended after that. So.
Yeah. So I think you and I met for about 3 hours, and then we met with Scott for about another 2 at a coffee shop in Metro Atlanta. And I just began to share all of this vision and passion that I had for not only my real estate team, but to start my own coaching business, to start our own podcast, and to be able to do live events. And the moment I said live events, Nate looked at me because he worked for John Maxwell for years and helped John pull off all of his Maximum Impact simulcasts and all the live events they did at Enjoy and at Enjoy Stewardship Services for John. And literally looked at me and said, dude, you're absolutely crazy. But he's taking notes as fast as he can. And so literally, guys, over the last 10 months, we literally have seen my business, my coaching business, our podcast, our virtual summits that we do, our webinars that we do, our group coaching that we do. We literally have seen my business grow over 800% in the last 10 months. And what I want to do today is I want to share 2 concepts with you. So if you'll grab your pen, if you'll grab whatever you're taking notes on today, I want to share 2 concepts with you today that I think can be game changers for you. And this is what we base the entire Growth Stack Drive brand and the entire Growth Stack Drive model about. Growth Stack Drive literally is 3 things. It's mindset, it's strategy, and it's leadership development. And so 5 things that I want to share with you real quick, or 5 GSD code filters, which are also my core values for all 3 of my companies. And these are the 5 things. I want you to write these down. Number 1 is passion. Number 2 is focus. Number 2 is intentionality. Number 4 is teachability and flexibility. So you've got passion, focus, intentionality, teachability, and flexibility. Everything we do in all 3 of my companies, everything we do at Growth Stack Drive has these 5 filters in place. And so the 2 concepts I want to share with you today, number 1, are incremental, not monumental. I want you to write that down. Incremental, not monumental. The number 1 question I get from everyone, guys, listen, 2 weeks ago, I'm on Uncle G. Grant goes live. He's got 3 million followers, 2.5 million followers on Instagram. He goes live on Instagram. What's he do? The very first thing he does when I hop in a room, if I'm in a room, I have to make sure I have a shirt on and a hat or something, because he's going to pull me in on his live. He pulls me in on his live. He goes, Ken, man, how you doing? What's going on? How's everything going, man? It's one of my top licensees. And I shared a couple of weeks ago, and this is what I shared. I said, Grant, every time I get around you, my business goes to the next level. When you pull me in on the Instagram live, my business goes to the next level. When I get around you for 10X boot camp, my business goes to the next level. Literally, every time I get around you, my business goes to the next level. So one of the things Grant asked me every single time, Ken, how have you done what you've done? I've watched you over the last 10 or 11 months. How have you done what you've done? And my answer is always the same. It's incremental, not monumental. It is daily disciplined decisions over time. When we do incremental, listen, I know this sounds insane. When we do incremental over a period of time, small disciplined decisions, it always turns into monumental results. It always turns into monumental results. I got a text message this morning from Sherry Ennis. I was on the bike, shot a little video on the bike today, and Sherry Ennis, who was down at 10X headquarters, headed up our community for the 10X community, and is a Beachbody coach, one of the largest Beachbody coaches in America, text me today, because many of you guys that don't know my story, not only has my experienced unbelievable growth in business, but I'm down almost 50 pounds in the last 12 months. And how have I done that? Every single day. Guys, listen, and I'm going to show you something, and this is simple. This is my 10X planner. Every single day, if I thumb through this 10X planner, every single day, you're going to see goals written down twice a day. Every single day I get up, not only me, but when we go back to our 5 GSD code filters, passion, focus, intentionality, teachability, and flexibility, that first word, passion, Ken, people go, Ken, you're always so passionate. Why are you so passionate? Because I'm focused. Because I know exactly what I'm going after every single day. Listen, we write our goals down 2 times. Actually, we write them down 3 times. We write them 2 times every day. Every morning when I get up, the very first thing is I grab my 10X planner and I write my goals down. Every night before I go to bed, I write my goals down. Ken, how does incremental ever turn into monumental? Listen, I started this 10X journey. I started Growth Stack Drive with Nate 8-9 months ago. And there have been people that I've seen that have started fast. They started that up into the right scale. They've literally been on fire for a period of time. And I've watched several people just burn out, and they'll be gone for months. Some of them been gone the entire time. A couple months ago, we were on our mentorship call with Grant, and there's 1,300 people on the mentorship call. Grant calls on me, pulls me in. He gave us homework that day. And this is what he said. He said, here's your homework day. I want you to find 5 people, and I want you to ask them one thing. Give what's one characteristic or one trait that they admire about you. So Grant pulls me in. Him and Elena are sitting together, and I kind of raise my hand. He goes, Ken, what you got? And I said, this guy named Grant Cardone gave me some homework today. And I said, I'm supposed to ask 5 people what's one trait that they like about me. Since you and Elena are sitting right there, I'm going to let you guys be my first 2. And OG just laughs at me, and he goes, Ken, you're always there. Every time I look up, you're always there. Every single day you are there. So guys, our first concept that I want you to grasp hold of today is incremental, not monumental. I want you to change your thinking. Do I have big goals? Do I have goals of 20 agents this year to join Ken Johnson team? Do I have goals like $16 million in transactions? Do I have goals like 5 agents to EXP per month? Do I have goals like 10 brand new one-on-one clients on Jocelyn Coaching? Do I have goals like $300,000 for our boot camp and our GSD code for the end of the year? Of course I've got goals like that. But guys, you have got to learn to begin to think incrementally, not monumentally. Every single day. People go, Ken, how have you lost almost 50 pounds? Because I get on the bike every single day. Ken, do you always feel like it? Nate, you've seen me. There's been days where I'm like, oh, dude, again, give me a little bit more pre-workout so I can get rolling today. It literally is incremental, not monumental. And those 5 GSD code filters I gave you just a minute ago, passion is how I attack my goals. It literally is how I attack my goals. Focus is how I attack my calendar. One of the things we do at the GSD Code is we talk about 4 calendar blocks. I use 4 colors. If I showed you my calendar right now, there are 4 colors on my calendar. I've got blue, which is my personal time. It's my personal development. I have a morning routine every single morning. My morning routine does not change. And when I say incremental, not monumental, and I say it doesn't change, it doesn't change. Out of the last 365 days, I may have missed 4 or 5 days, may have missed 4 or 5 days. It doesn't change. My routine is incremental, not monumental. Every single day, my blue time on my calendar block is my quiet time. I get up, I grab my phone, I do a daily devotional, I read scripture every morning, some worship music, some prayer time. And then it's whether I'm reading The Obstacle is the Way book, whether I'm doing some Cardone U, whether I'm on our new GSD Code series, which is housed on Kajabi. Very similar. It's strategy, mindset strategy and leadership development. Whether I'm reading my new book that just came in today, Outwitting the Devil, from Napoleon Hill and my good friend Sharon Lecter. I'm constantly feeding. If it's a podcast that I'm listening to, that's blue time on my calendar. The next time on my calendar better be green. Anybody want to guess what green is? What's green, Nate May?
Money time.
It's where we make money. There's better be green time on our calendar where we're making money. The third calendar block or third color is yellow. And that's where we work on my business, not working in the business, but working on the business. And then the 4th calendar block is red. And that red is where I spend time with people that I love, with my family, with my friends, with the people that are really in my circle who are helping me become who I desire and need to become. So the next one is intentionality. Intentionality is all about, what do I say? How do I speak? And this is a huge one for our team. So literally, I'm thinking through everything that I say. When we talk with a client, when I schedule my one-on-ones with clients, we're thinking through exactly how we're going to say. Teachability, which is probably the most important thing for those of you guys that are in the room. If you're under 30, I want you to type in under 30 in the chat right here. If you're under 30, type in under 30. Nate, you're not under 30, Mo. If you're under 30, listen, can I just say this to you? The number one thing you need to be is teachable. So teachability for us at the GSD Code and for me, for Ken Johnson Group, for GSD, and for the Ken Johnson team, my real estate company in Birmingham and Atlanta, teachability really is this. This is what we say. We're not only open to feedback, but we actively pursue feedback. We actively pursue feedback. So my question to you today is, listen, are you teachable? Are you actively pursuing feedback? Not just waiting for people to come to you, but are you actively pursuing feedback? We had homework this week, Nate, in our GSD Code coaching call. And that homework was, one thing I want you to do is find somebody. We talked about the rear view mirror and we talked about the windshield. And I said, listen, every one of us have blind spots, which is why we need community, or a community of people around us, of like-minded entrepreneurs who are going after the same things that we're going after. What I want you to do is I want you to find one person this week. And this was our goal. And I said, if you're comfortable posting it on the GSD private Facebook page, I want you to post what that one person says. Hey, Nate, what am I missing? Hey, Ken, what am I missing? How often do you and I have those conversations with each other, Nate?
Too much, Ken. Too much.
We do.
I feel like I'm missing a lot, bro. I'm missing a lot, man.
We have hard conversations. Because the only way for me to get better, and it's funny because Grant quotes this all the time in Proverbs 27:17 says, iron sharpens iron. So a brother sharpens a countenance of another. Iron sharpens iron. You have to be around people who are going in the same direction, who are going to lift you up. You need to be around people who are going to be encouragers. So incremental, not
show me the friends that are calling the depths out of you, and I'll be psychic. I'll tell you your future. Show me the friends that are calling the depths out of you, and I'll be able to be a psychic and tell you your future.
I saw a quote the other day on Instagram, and it said if your circle of friends aren't helping you get better, it's not a circle, it's a cage.
Oh yeah, it's like we talk about all the time, right? How intentional are we with, and we say this like in uncertain times like we're living in today. Your greatest asset is not necessarily the money in your bank account; it's the people you're surrounded yourself with. Is your circle. That's a huge asset that we have in our lives, because they're the ones that they call us in our blind spots. They call the best out of us. They're there to guide us and give us wisdom. And, Ken, that's what you've been for me. And I know that's what the Growth Stack Drive family is all about, is creating this circle that can call the depths out of one another.
Yeah, most definitely. And so one of the things I want to share with you guys, when we talk about incremental, not monumental, listen, it's not enough just to write down goals every single day. You have to get in action. You've got to move forward. And that's what Nate and I did. When I called him on December the 9th, after I walked out of that meeting with Grant, I called him. I flew back to Atlanta. We spent almost 5 hours that day at a coffee shop, really planning out the future. Guys, listen, we had no idea what Growth Stack Drive was. We had no idea. We had no idea what the GSD code or 3 online courses. Those concepts didn't even exist then, did they? That we had no idea what that looked like. But we knew that we had a passion and desire. Listen, not just a passion and desire, but we had an obligation. Listen, something has changed on the inside of me for business, and it's also done the same for Nate, who's been ridiculously successful in the past. And now we've seen people like Melissa Stewart, Dylan Pollard. We've seen people like Cynthia Cahy in California. We've seen people over and over and over and over again over the past 6 or 8 months whose businesses have grown 4, 5, 6, 700%.
James Rich. I mean, the names can keep going. Selena. I mean, Jay. I mean, that's crazy the amount of growth we've because of that intentionality, Ken, that incremental mindset and the accountability that's been created based on the circle and this tribe that we've created called GSD. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, unbelievable. And what I want to say, guys, on the incremental, not monumental, is this: we've got to get in action. My good friend Sharon Lecter said a couple of weeks ago, I was with her, Coach Burt, and Tim Story at Coach Burt's Lodge in Nashville, Tennessee. And I heard her say this. She said, you need motion, not magic. You need motion, not magic. Guys, listen, there's no people look and they go, it's the question I get all the time. Ken, how have you done what you've done? Because every single day we show up. I've been on our Cardone licensee calls with Richie Dolan. And Richie goes, guys, I know I talk about Ken a lot, but every single day when I get on Instagram, he's showing up at the gym. Every single day when I get on Instagram, he's dropping some bombs on incremental, not monumental. He's dropping bombs on thermostat. He's dropping bombs on getting rooms with people who think bigger than you. He's dropping bombs. He's just constantly adding value over and over and over. He goes, I know I talk about him, but he's always there. So you need motion, not magic. And here's what I want to say to you today. You're stuck. You're like, Ken, I can't seem to get out of my own way. Here's what I want you to think today. I want you to think first downs, not touchdowns. We're talking about football. It's football season. I want you to think, write that down right now. Think first downs, not touchdowns. If you're a football fan, I know we got a lot of ladies in the room today. I know we've got hundreds of people watching us online on YouTube and watching us on Facebook today. Listen, I want you to think first downs, not touchdowns. I literally want you to think about moving the ball 10 yards. Don't think about an 80-yard bomb. Don't think about trying to throw a 40 yards, pass to your wide to Julio. Just literally pound it out and get a first down. And then every time you get a first down, what do you do? We gain momentum. You're going to gain momentum. And if you start tagging and you start getting first down after first down after first down, you're going to gain momentum. And then, Nate, you can't get me so many first downs until you get a what?
Touchdown, baby.
You're going to get a touchdown. You're going to put points on the board. And listen, this really is all about putting points on the board. It literally is. When you think incremental, not monumental. Ken, like literally, guys, it said, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 of these for the last year that represent everything that we have seen and everything that we've done at Growth Stack Drive, at Jocelyn Coaching, at Ken Jocelyn Team, my real estate company. Guys, look at this. This is literally incremental, not monumental, every single day. It's about showing up. What's the secret? Guys, listen, there isn't a secret. It's incremental, not monumental. It's every single day. I didn't wake up 10 months ago and drop 48.5 pounds in a week. No, I dropped like 7 or 8 pounds the first week. Then I dropped like 3 or 4. And then it was 1 pound. And then it was 2 pounds. And then I got stuck. You remember, Nate, I got stuck at 24 to 25. I couldn't get over the 25-pound hump. One of my friends called me. He goes, hey, how many miles are you doing on the treadmill or on the bike? I said, I'm at 10 miles. Take it to 15. So I had to take it to 15. So then incrementally, as I took that exercise level from one level to the next level over an incremental amount of time, now I'm down 50 pounds. That's why Sherry Ennis texted me this morning and said, dude, man, every time I see your picture, your face looks thinner. Every time I hop on a call with Grant or hop on a call with Richie Dolan or hop on a call with somebody that doesn't see me, but every 2 or 3 weeks, they're like, dude, every time I see you, you look different. Guys, it's not rocket science. It is incremental, not monumental. I promise you, it is every single day, even the days you don't feel like showing up, you show up. Every single day you're writing goals down. Ken, do you ever miss days? I'll tell you something. I had one day on a Saturday that I kind of wasted a day. And so I didn't write any goals down that day. Let me tell you what I did. Two things. I'm going to give you two tidbits, because I don't want you to beat yourself up. I want you to give yourself some grace, because you're not going to get it every day. When you don't get it a day, or you miss writing goals down in the evening, go back and write it down the next day. If you missed something 2 days ago, go back and fill in your journal. But I've had one Saturday over the last year where literally I blew the entire day. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't write my goals down. I didn't do anything. Well, 2 days later, I got ready to go back in and fill that day in. And I told myself this. I said, nope, I'm going to leave that blank, because I'm going to know what it looks like to blow a day. I'm going to know what it looks like to lose an entire day, not chasing after what I know that I need to be chasing after. So here's the deal. What do? Incremental, not monumental, means think first downs, not touchdowns. It also means never let one day turn into 2 days. If you have a bad day one day, that's fine. Give yourself grace and don't let it turn into 2 days. Guys, listen, if you've got any questions, we would love to field some questions here. Facebook, our team is watching all 3 of our platforms we're streaming this live to. If you've got questions here today for us, our team would love to help you. I'd love to answer. Nate would love to answer. The second concept that I want to get in, and we've got about 20 minutes, and we're gonna have you put your email address in. We're gonna do some giveaways today. The second thing I want to talk to you about is, number one is incremental, not monumental. The second thing is thermometer or thermostat. Thermometer or thermostat. I want you to write that down. Thermometer or thermostat. And you're saying, Ken, well, I know what a thermometer is. Well, I know what a thermostat is, but what's the difference? And I'm going to tell you this. There are 2 different types of people. A thermometer is somebody who just gauges the temperature of a room. You walk into a room and I can tell by that individual what the temperature of the room looks like. A thermostat is a person that walks in the room and they have the ability to change the culture and the temperature of a room, of any room that they walk into. So here's the question I want to ask you, and I want you to write this down. When you walk into a room, do people tend to gravitate away from you, or gravitate towards you? Because here's the deal. You want to find success. You want to turn incremental into monumental. Be the type of person that when you walk in a room, people gravitate towards you. Speak to that real quick, Nate.
Well, I mean, I think we're especially now in our times, we try to be relevant too. These are timeless principles, but it's kind of a very unique dynamic we live in. When he talks about incremental, not monumental, it's like when you have fight in you, we got a little dog in you. I think we all need that right now. It's kind of like, let this call be a little like, if you guys watch UFC, or if you watch boxing or Rocky, it's like, it's that coach, and you're in the corner, man, and you kind of figure out what's the next step, and the coach slaps you across the face, right? And what he's trying to do is get you to your next step. He's trying to get you to focus on what's most important, what's in front of you. And I tell you what, if you're going to be someone that's a thermometer where you're just kind of looking at the temperature of the room, or you're going to actually set the temperature of what you're trying to accomplish. And when you're actually a thermostat, what you do is you raise the level of energy wherever you go. And when you raise the level of energy, people gravitate towards energy. People gravitate towards passion. And you put yourself in a position to create change. Because in reality, what we have to be, what thermostats are, they're agents of change. If you're a thermostat, you're an agent of change. That means wherever you go, whatever you do, you're creating change. You are helping, you're serving. We all know these people. Like, guys, who do you want to hang out with, a thermometer or a thermostat? When you walk into a room or you invite a friend out, do you want to be like, gosh, this guy, I got to freaking sit here and pull this guy's teeth the whole time to get him to talk? And, I'm not talking about your personality. I'm not talking about introverted or extroverted. I'm not talking about walking to a room and yelling out loud. I'm talking about walking into a room and being intentional about your surroundings. When you engage in a conversation, are you the one asking quality questions? Or are you the one just standing by hoping maybe someone else would start the conversation? Or are you sitting there asking questions that lead to the depths of somebody? Or are you just asking somebody why they drive a Ferrari? Well, here's a better question. Hey, how did you get to where you're at? I'm really curious, because I'm a student of life, and I love to understand how you've achieved the success you've achieved. Those are thermostats. And by the way, guys, I can tell you what, the product of the human condition, no one's attracted to a thermometer. They're attracted to thermostats, because people know, they see authenticity and they sniff out fake real quick. So be one that actually is one that sets the temperature and sets the mood in a room, sets the actual gauge.
That's right. And I typed in there, guys, listen, thermostats always make it about the other person.
Yeah.
It's never about you. It's not. It can't be about you. and you're saying, Ken, and I've asked people this questions. When I was pastoring churches, I've asked people who wanted to be a pastor or a campus pastor, or they wanted to start a business. And I would ask them this question. I would inevitably, because you almost always know the answer if you know the person well. And I've watched people just literally just with their head just go, just sink. You don't have to sink. Listen, there are a few things that I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care. You may be a thermometer right now. You don't have to be. You literally can change. And I'm going to tell you, this is how you can do it. Number one, I want you to be an encourager. Passionate leaders are intentional in adding value. They are intentional in adding value. Guys, every single day when I get up, I've talked to you about my morning routine. One thing in my morning routine, after I write my goals down, I hop on Facebook. Now, my Facebook, I think I'm full. I've got like right at 5,000 friends on my Facebook. So I have dozens of people every single day. Nate, it's their birthday. So I have a shortcut. I've got all Apple products, my iPhone, my iMac that I'm on right now, my MacBook sitting over on my kitchen counter on my island. Every one of those, I've got a shortcut. If you type in HB on my phone, it says happy birthday, ... exclamation point. I go through Facebook. Every Facebook friend I have, HB, enter, boom, 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 boom. I'm constantly adding value. Passionate leaders are intentional in adding value. How do I do that? I do that. That's one way that I do that is I am constantly adding value to people's life. I'm constantly touching. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just adding value. Another thing I do is I'm a constant encourager. Constant encourager. We talked about this Wednesday night in our GSD code courses. We talked about crushing the limiting beliefs of insecurity. Listen, if you're an insecure person, and we all are insecure at a certain level, and if you're not insecure at the level you are now, as you begin to grow as a leader, or as you begin to grow as an entrepreneur, the next level is going to come with its own insecurities. What's the best way for you to fight insecurity? Be an encourager. Be interested, not interesting. As my good friend Sin says all the time. Be interested. Are you interested in what other people are doing? When you walk in a room and you get around great leaders, and I'm going to let Nate in just a minute talk about asking great questions, but when you walk into a room, are you interested, or are you wanting people to be interested? Are you interested in what they're doing, or you want to be interesting? Do you want them to know about what you've got going on? Walk into a room and ask. Even if someone asks me, Ken, tell me what's going on in Grosstack Drive. Oh man, it's been good, man. We're growing a lot and doing some great things. But hey, I'm interested in what's going on with you. Tell me what's going on with you. And I'm gonna tell you what, guys. When you are authentic and in really having a desire and a heart to know what's going on in the other person that you're having a conversation with, instead of let me tell you all the amazing things we've got going on, I'm telling you, you'll change from being a thermometer to a thermostat. You'll be able to walk into a room when you're interested in what's going on in their life, and you're constantly encouraging. Be an encourager. Encouragement means to literally add encourage to. It's like when I encourage Nate or Nate encourages me, which we do a lot. What it means, it's like, man, listen, if you don't, and we say this all the time at GSD, if you don't have courage, borrow mine. If you don't have belief in yourself, borrow some of mine. There are guys on this call. So I'm going to sum through this call right here. I see Caesar, was in my youth group when he was a kid. Eden, 25 push-ups. Greg Martirano, he's a Cardone licensee doing his own Instagram channel now, dropping bombs. Joe Sarkis, if you saw that cat 6 months ago from where he's at now, absolutely different person. James Rich, I know you mentioned just a minute ago. Share James's story about being the #1 Verizon rep in New York, Nate.
Oh, I mean, it's just watching him over the last, couple months, being a part of the Grosstack Drive community, being intentional. Number one, I love his mustache. I'm just going to throw that out there. The dude has a rockin'. I want to get one. I'm just not brave enough yet, I guess, man. I just want to rock. But most importantly, his intentionality and his care for others. The guy will stay after the doors are closed to ensure someone gets the service they need. He puts others before himself. He asks quality questions. What he's done is he's been able to step out of himself to really see what it really means to add value to somebody else. And that's actually positioned him not only as a #1 rep, but actually has positioned him to actually be sought after by the leadership of the people in his company. So the beauty of when you actually are a thermostat, you don't just attract the attention of your peers. You attract the attention of those that you want to be served, who you want to run life with. If you're looking to advance your life and your career personally or professionally or financially, be a thermostat. because you attract more people as a thermostat than a thermometer. It comes back to what you said, Ken, is, about questions. The credibility of a person is never found in the answers they give. It's in the questions they ask. Let me say that again. The credibility of a person is never found in the answer they give, but the questions they ask. And we are living in a time, guys, where there's more content produced every day than in the history before it. There's so many freaking people talking, guys, literally talking, not listening. There's so many people talking. And the problem is nobody has anything to say. I want to encourage you guys, if you want to be a thermostat, the number one thing, a gauge of anybody I ever connect with, I can tell you within probably 5 minutes of talking to them, whether they're a thermostat or a thermometer. And it always is this basis. Do they actually ask questions? Or when they ask a question, do they grab the mic and just talk? So that's the beauty of what James has done with Verizon. He's become a master of getting into the depths of what their clients need. He's not just trying to upsell them. He actually gets to know them a little bit to see what's really important. What's the barrier that's leaving them behind from getting to the place and to be with as a customer. And I mean that's the core of who we are. And if you want to be a thermostat, you better be a person that asks great questions.
Listen, guys, and James Rich joined our GSD Code probably 2 months ago. Probably 2-3 months. I think he's been in the last couple 8-week courses that we've had.
Yeah, because when I first met him, he didn't have the mustache.
Dude, he's straight up. If you're old enough to know who Magnum PI is, he straight up got a Tom Selleck Magnum PI mustache right now. He's rolling that thing. So he drove an hour and a half a few weeks ago to a different Verizon store to meet a client who was an hour and a half or 2 hours late. Yeah. Waited for the client, served that client, closed one of the biggest deals he's ever had, drove an hour and a half back home only the next day to realize that deal that he did that day made him the #1 Verizon agent in all of the state of New York. Unbelievable. I sat at my desk, guys. Jason Rivera, I'm going to get to your question in just a minute. I sat at my desk with Logan Hendrick, who's one of my young agents. And I wish I had my award. I've got a gigantic award for real estate last year, finishing 7th out of 3,700 agents, finishing in the top half of 1%. And Logan goes, Ken, how can I do $8 million in real estate next year? I said, you can't. And I spent $0, guys. Listen, zero money on advertising. I said, you can't, because I've been adding value to people for 20 years. I've been adding value and building relationships for 20 years. Jason Rivera asked this question. Would you consider being a thermostat a value add source? Yes, 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 yes. Capital YES with as many exclamation points as you can put behind that. Listen, guys, this isn't rocket science. I tell my real estate team this all the time. If you will, you have two options when it comes to clients. If you've got a business, everybody is in sales, whether I'm a terrible sales guy. I'm a terrible sales guy. I'm just passionate and I believe in what we're doing because I know that when you get connected with what we're doing, it's going to make a difference because I've got a track record of over 20 years of helping people, whether it be in ministry, whether it be in the mortgage business, whether it be in the real estate business, or now the last 4 or 5 years in the coaching business, from business owners one-on-one to group coaching. We are making a difference. Here's what I tell my guys all the time. Listen, you've got two options. Number one, you can look at clients through the lens of relationship and adding value, or you can look at clients through the lens of transactions. And I promise you that if you look at clients through the lens of adding value and building relationships, you'll make more money in whatever field you're in than you'll ever even know what to do with. If you will make it about adding value, and Jason, you said that. Is that a value add? Of course it is, man. Of course it is. People know how busy I am. They know what I've got going on. And when they see just the small things of jumping on Facebook I did it this morning, every single day. I think there were 18 people on my friends list that had birthdays today. HB, happy birthday. HB, happy birthday. Boom, 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 on down the list. And I get messages from time to time. I get at least 4 to 5 messages a week. Ken, I know you're super busy. Thank you. I even get people that ask me, Nate, they go, hey, did you do that? Or do you have somebody on your team that does that for you? I go, no, I do that. That's me. That's adding value to people. That is being a thermostat. When you walk in the room, do you have the ability to change the temperature and the culture of that room? That is one of the reasons we've grown to become one of Grant Cardone's top licensees. That is, look, there's my goals. One of my goals this year is GrowthCon 5 main stage. Grant knows it's there. Jared Glant knows that's one of my goals this year. That is a goal. How am I going to do it? By growing my business? Yes. But you know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to do it by being a thermostat. I'm going to do it by adding value and making a difference and building relationship with people in such a way that it makes a difference in their life and in their business.
Hey, Ken, one of the things I would say to you guys, and I beg you to do this actually, you know, in the world we live in today, if you want to separate yourself from the pack, if you want somebody to, when you walk out of a room, to be able, they'll think about you when you leave. If you want someone to get off a phone call with you, or when you're done talking, go like, I would like to reconnect with that person. Let me tell you one of the things you need to do. And one of the things that'll separate, because we have so many people right now that are unwinding a past this last year, that their life has been hijacked without their permission based on COVID. Their life has been hijacked based on the economy. Their life's been hijacked based on this election, without their permission. And then their mind's worried about the past, but guess what they're going on next? They're overwhelmed with the future. Mental illness, anxiety, depression is on the rise, unprecedented. But guess what makes you different? Is be present. If you want to be a thermostat in somebody's life, you be present. That means you're there. When you live, you can't experience life. You can't experience a relationship with somebody by thinking about the future or dwelling in the past. You have to be present in that moment. So if you want to be a thermostat, one short tip without having to figure it all out is literally just be present. And one of the things Ken's great at, when you're talking to him, he's fully present. He's there. He's asking questions. He's talking to you. And I tell you what, be one of those people where you actually are present in people's lives when you talk to them. Shut the rest out. Put your phone in your pocket. Don't be this guy. Oh, yeah, man, great talking with you. Yeah, oh, so cool. Be present. Put it down. The world.
I had to learn this the hard way when I was pastoring a church, because I am super ADHD. I'm like, whoa, squirrel. And when I get focused on, just a little bit. When I get focused on something, I'm like this. I'm like a horse in the chute at the Kentucky. I'm ready to roll. And I got to a point when I was pastoring churches that I would walk by people, and I was a senior pastor. I would walk by people and not say hey, and people are like, "Hey, you kind of offended so and so." I'm like, "Oh." So this is what I had to learn. Here's another principle of becoming a thermostat versus a thermometer. Number one, be intentional in adding value. Be an encourager. And the third thing I would tell you is this: walk slowly through the crowd. Walk slowly through the crowd. Notice people. Say hi to people. Man, when I get in events, you'll notice our boot camp, November 6th, 7th, and 8th in Nashville with myself, Coach Burt, Anthony Trucks, and Nate. Listen, you'll notice I will walk slowly through the crowd. I will take my time to talk with everybody that I can, to let everybody know. I don't care what level of our coaching you're in. I don't care what level of business you are. Everybody will get that equal opportunity and that equal attention from me and our team. Walk slowly through the crowd. I want to show you guys this real quick, and I want to answer this question. Ken, how do I walk in and grasp these two concepts? Incremental, not monumental, and thermometer or thermostat. How do I grasp these two concepts? Number one, you get in rooms with people who think bigger than you do. There's one of my baby girls behind you right there. It was there. Hey, baby girl. Look at her. She don't care. She's like, "What's up, webinar people?" And it was her birthday, her and her twin sister's birthday this week. One of the things, guys, that is a game changer for me is, and this is my quote I write down every single day. I write this quote in my 10X planner: get in rooms with people who think bigger than I do. Every time I get around, I was with Coach Michael Burt last week. Christian and I were up at his $1 Million Coaching Summit. I told him, I walked out the door. He said, "Ken, I hope you had a great time." I said, "Coach, every time I get around you, I go to the next level." Grant, I told Grant on his live 2 weeks ago when he pulled me in on Instagram, I said, "Every time I get around you, I go to the next level." Every time I get around a Sharon Lecter or a Carlos Reyes or a Tim Story or a Greg Reed or any of the guys that I had the unbelievable fortune to be in relationship with, every time I get around those guys, I go to the next level. So how can I walk in these things? Number one, you've got to get in rooms with people who think bigger than you do. I want to give you an invite to be a part of our GSD family. Now there's two ways you can do it, and I'm going to let Nate take this minute, but I want to share my screen with you real quick. I want to show you one of the things that we've put together for you, and that is our GSD code. And one thing you guys can do is there is a free preview right there. Nate, have I still got you? Or did I lose everybody?
No, I'm here, bud. We're all here. Sorry. Yeah.
Boom. There we go. So this is our GSD code. This is actually the preview. And this is so in our GSD code, we've got 3 courses. Those courses are on mindset, strategy, and leadership development. I want to give you just a sample real quick of the quality. Nate, do you want to tell them about the studio that we shot this in?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of only 2 studios in, in the North America, and the only one on the Eastern coast that runs the Unreal Engine. It's the same thing that Fortnite uses, a lot of the big game players, a lot of the major studios. I mean, Netflix shoots out of this studio. I mean, Lifetime, Bravo, ABC, NBC, CBS, they shoot out of this. And what it is real-time rendering. So as you can see, this is all virtual, but it's real-time rendering. And it's the highest quality that you can get. It's shot in 4K. I mean, there's no glitch, there's no hiccup. As you can see, the interactive part of it where Ken's chatting, but in the background it's dropping in images. It's actually pretty cool, and it's just we became good friends with Atlanta 9 North Studios and Chance Mason, and it's been really cool to see them use this technology for this type of training, which they haven't done before. So it's really exciting to see it all come together.
Yeah, so guys, we've got for each of these courses, we've got workbooks, we've got resource guides, we've got hack guides, and then you can do a DIY with just the individual courses, or you can actually do those with online coaching. I think we've got about 20 to 25 people who are in the current Grow course, which is our first course that we dropped. And each of those courses are 8 weeks long. So listen, we would love for you to be a part. I promise you, this will make a difference in your life. Everything that we have experienced and learned, everything that gets me consistently on Grant Cardone stage, that gets me on in rooms with people like Tim Story, Coach Michael Burke, Sharon Lecter. I can't even, can I tell them about the next 2 things we're doing? Can I tell them about the next 2 things we're doing? We're going to be doing
monumental.
I know, right? Anyway, I will tell you guys this, November 6th, 7th, and 8th at our boot camp, we will be releasing our very first book. I sent a email yesterday to Grant Cardone to do the forward. Gosh, I sent text messages to Greg Reed, Sharon Lecter, Carlos Reyes, Coach Michael Burke, Tim Story, on and on and on, Richard Dolan, Nikki Sharp, David Meltzer, on and on and on and on for endorsements for our book. Unbelievable response back from every one of those guys. It's going to be phenomenal. And we literally are going to journey mindset, strategy, leadership development in that book. So you literally we're going to give you a behind the scenes look at what we've done over the last 11 to 12 months to grow our business or grow the businesses the way that we have. Nate, I'm going to let you wrap it up, man.
No, well, Ken, thanks so much. I mean, it's really, let me just refresh, guys. Remember, if you're just joining us, wherever you're at, if you're just tuning in, we covered 2 things today, talking about being incremental, not monumental. And second, you need to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. If you're just tuning in, there'll be a playback on this as well. So be able to tune back in and watch the whole thing, be able to share it with others. But as we close out, guys, one of the things that you'll learn about the GSD family is we try to create experiences and opportunities for people to come together that are like-minded, that have similar goals, that are trying to achieve greatness. And we say greatness, how we define that is not just success, but we define that as significance. And that's why you hear us talk about adding value to others. And one of the ways we're doing that this year is November 6th through the 8th in Nashville with Ken, myself, Anthony Trucks, and Coach Burt. We're coming together for a 3-day experience. Really, it's an evening and then 2 days where we're going to actually be diving into everything that's about growing, which is actually unlocking the limited beliefs that we built in, that have been inherited by us, that have been ingrained into us. And we're going to unpack how you actually overcome those limited belief systems. That's underneath growth. Then we're going to talk about stacking. How do you build strategies based on who you are and how you're wired up, both personally, professionally, and financially? Then we're talking about drive, which is the multiplier. This is the multiplier, guys. Not enough people in this space today are talking about leadership development. The great equalizer for the growth of you as an individual and those around you and the growth of your business is you growing your leadership capacity. If you're not raising your lid as a leader, if you're not getting in rooms with people that are think bigger than you, that have achieved more than you, then I want you to know you're in the wrong rooms. You're in the wrong rooms. So that's why we created the boot camp that's happening in Nashville, November 6th through 8th, is to put people in rooms with like-minded people that come from different levels of success and significance that we can grow together. It's an experience. It's not an event. It's going to be amazing. So really cool thing about what we're doing right now is we got the next 20 tickets So normally $2,500. The next 20 tickets are going for $2,000. Not only will you get that, but you also get the Grow courses, the remainder of our mentoring program, guys. What's cool about Ken is like when he talks about incremental, not monumental, he means it. And same with the Grow Stack Drive family. So November 6th or 8th is an experience where we come together, and it's like it's an opportunity for us to create that spark. And I know for me, I can literally look back on my career, all the events I put on. There's hundreds of millions of resources in circulation because of the events and projects I've been a part of. And one of the things I've always loved about events, it creates this little spark. It's like this little shift that's able to happen in a quick environment that you're able to take away from there and accelerate your growth. So that's why that's so cool at bootcamp. But what's great about the GSD Code family and what we do is we meet every Wednesday night. We literally get together and we talk about your mindset. We talk about strategy and we talk about leadership development. And that's 6 months, guys. I don't know how many months we got left. 5 or 4 or 5?
We've got 4 or 5 weeks left in the Grow course, which is the mindset course, which is going phenomenal. And then we'll take about a week to 2 weeks off, and then we'll jump right into the strategy.
Yeah. So the thing is, for $2,000, guys, this is normally, I don't even know what the value is. It's like over 10 grand or whatever it was. But for $2,000 right now, we got 20 spots available. So right now, if this is something you're interested in, drop your email right now in the chat, wherever you're at, Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom, if you're interested in one of those tickets, because you get the seat to the boot camp, you get access to all the curricula, Grow Stack and Drive curriculums, all 3 8 weeks long. And then also you get access to our ongoing weekly training on Wednesday nights, where you can dive in and jump in. Me and Ken are there every Wednesday, and so is our team and family. I don't know how many people, if we let them talk right now, which we're not, would tell you what this has meant to them. And we're just different, guys. I don't want us to say it. We've really, truly created a community. We're down to earth. Man, I'll come there. I got my hat kicked backwards. I mean, we're talking about real life. We got kids running in and out. We're not here for show. We're not here for glow. We're really here to help people see incremental change in their lives and really to reach levels they never thought were possible.
And let me say this: that boot camp is going to be limited to 50 people, and I think we're over halfway sold out already on that boot camp. We've got over 25
tickets
seats
left, man. So drop your email in the chat if that's something you're interested in. For $2,000, you get all of it. Next thing I want to let you guys know is, you can bring a spouse too, or a coworker. So for an extra $1,000, for $3,000, what you get is not only your seat, but you can bring a spouse, or you actually, for those 20 tickets, you can bring a spouse. For an extra $1,000, you can bring your spouse, a coworker, a friend, whatever it might be. You can gift it to another individual, someone that's got potential, and you got the finances to make it happen. And you know what? I can guarantee you, we don't do money back guarantees because we never had to. You come, you love it. And if you'd ever like something we do or we've offended you, you can come to me or Ken and we have the conversation. We don't avoid you. We don't push you off the customer service. We'll give you our cell phone. We'll hammer it out. We actually deal with things that come right at us. So Ken, I think I covered everything there, but also guys, we're going to do the giveaway. We're here. So remember, we're on the hour, right on it. So 2 minutes over, give us, but also the giveaway, everybody's got to drop their email. And put this, so next to your email right now for this one, put in here giveaway. Next to this one, email giveaway. And then what we'll do is we'll add you to our list. And the reason why that is, if you've already registered for this webinar, then we're going to have your email. But if you're on Facebook and you didn't register, you're on YouTube, make sure you give us your email wherever you're at so we can add you into the giveaway. And we're giving away, Ken, 2 things, right? A seat to the boot camp. A seat to the boot camp, and we're also
$2,500 seat to the boot camp and a $2,500 GSD code, which is all 3 download courses.
The next 5 months of coaching that we're going to be doing. So,
and then also, guys, another way you can register, if growstackdrive.com /free, that is actually the preview course that I just showed you just a minute ago. You can go on there as well. You do have to register for that. If you register today for the free course, that will give you a sample of everything that we're doing. That email address will also go in there. We'll get you registered. And then sometime tonight, probably 9-10 Eastern time, we'll go live and we'll announce the 2 winners.
And I want everybody to write this down. Grab your pen real quick. Grab your pen. I want you to write this down. I want you to write Christian, the name Christian, at growstackdrive.com. If you have questions about our boot camp, about one of these seats, if you have questions about our courses, our curricula, it's Christian at growstackdrive.com.
Christian at Ken Johnson Group.
It is Christian at Ken.
Boom, right there it is.
Feel free to email him, and he'll be able to answer questions you might have. So he's one of our team members. And man, he knows all things about what we're doing. Great human being. And he'd love to serve you. Once again, he'd love to serve you and answer your questions with whatever you need. But Ken, hey man, Great job, bro. I'm excited about what's coming next, guys. And once again, if you have anything you need from us, let us know. You can reach out to us on our social media. I'm at Nathan J. May on Instagram. You got Ken there. Most of you already follow him anyway. It's at Ken Jocelyn. And be sure you guys follow us, and you can always DM us if you can't reach Christian. We'd love to serve you and help you. And we look forward to giving these giveaways. Hey, for the record, last two things. Be incremental, not monumental. And man, I tell you what, be a thermostat, not a thermometer.
Come on, baby.
Be an agent of a change in a very, very crazy world right now. And you will stand head and shoulders above the rest because of your genuineness, your authenticity, and your true care to serve and help others. And guess what? If you chase significant, you will always stumble into success. If you chase success, you may never be significant.
That's right.
So chase after helping other people and add value. Thanks so much.
Love you guys. Y'all have an amazing Saturday, Nate. Love you, buddy.
Love you, bro. See you guys.